Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be my February 2023 favorites and reflections. I'm filming this on the 2nd of March, so a lot sooner than last month. I feel like January dragged on so long, and then February flew by in like the blink of an eye. So I like to start off these videos by talking about my cards of the month and then my cards of the month for March. So my cards of the month for February were Healing and the Chariot. So I kind of thought the Chariot was going to be about progress and things like that. And, you know, when I was thinking back, I was like, you know, February was a weird month. Was it weird for anybody else? Like, I just feel like there was a weird energy for February. Like, I don't know, I just felt like I couldn't get moving. I couldn't get going. And, you know, I was sick, and we'll talk more about that. But when I looked back at my planner, which I write down like everything I do during the day, I actually realized I did a lot. I did quite a lot in February that I want to talk about. So I do feel like I made a lot of progress in different areas of my life, like maybe not in one particular. I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking. I don't know what they're barking at outside. It snowed again. I'm so over the snow, you guys. Like, I think it's beautiful, but every time it snows, my dogs track mud into the house like crazy, and I have to mop way more than usual. So sorry. So I feel like I didn't make progress in like one area of my life, but I did it in like multiple areas, which actually is better for me, because I feel like if I don't accomplish multiple things or like multiple of my goals at once, like I'm not doing enough. That's just kind of me and my Gemini kind of brain. So with healing, oh, and I also thought that the Chariot was going to be talking about travel, and I did kind of drive a little bit, like I did drive more than I have been in the past. So we did a lot of like traveling. For context, I live like in the middle of nowhere, so if I want to go anywhere, it's a lot of driving, but we did a little bit more driving than normal this month. So yes. And then with healing, you know, I I thought that this would be talking about just more healing along my spiritual journey, you know, but this actually was speaking more about like physical healing, because I was sick. I just didn't feel well a lot of February, so it was like being actually put on my ass and having to heal physically. Which is funny because I just lately, you know, I've been feeling so good, especially last year. I felt like so good physically that I want to take the world on. And I think, you know, sometimes when we get sick, it might be a sign from the universe, like you need to sit your ass down and calm down for a second. But I did work on some healing with like my fatherhood trauma, you know, childhood trauma with my dad, stuff like that. So we'll talk about that more when I get to the decks, but did do some healing in that department. Okay, so for my cards for March, I got Power Source for my Oracle card, and I got Justice for my Tarot cards. So, by the way, the Oracle deck I did used for my year ahead spread was Messages from the Light meditation deck. I don't know what my dogs are whining about. I'm so sorry. I know that's annoying. And then my tarot deck is the Tea Stained Tarot that I got for Christmas. So that's what I used for my year ahead spread. So for Justice, I feel like last year was a Justice year for me. Like, I don't think that, no, that wouldn't have been my card of the year. I don't think I calculated my card of the year last year, but Justice was like, if I could pick one tarot card to kind of explain what my year last year was, it would have been Justice, and the Sun, I think. But Justice, because, you know, I feel like karma really shifted in my favor last year. So I'm hoping that that's what this means, you know, balancing of the scales. It's been, you know, 2023 has been great so far, but I feel like it's kept throwing me like punches. So hopefully March will just be an overall better month. Just some more things kind of tipping back in my favor, because I feel like I've just been playing catch up these past few months, especially like financially and just physically, all of these things. So hopefully things will kind of tip back into my favor. We'll see. And then power source. I think this is really interesting because this has kind of been just a main theme again that I've been focusing on, is looking at the power within me and drawing from that more so than anybody else or anything else in my life. And you know, with what I've been working on in February, I feel like that'll definitely trickle into March, and I might find just a really good place there within myself that I can draw from and really be creative. Like, I feel like creativity has been just my main goal for 2023. I am a very creative person. I have an Etsy shop, and I was making a lot of products on there and making art constantly. But I feel like a lot of that art was motivated by like me trying to make money on my Etsy shop. Of course, it was like a fun creative outlet, and I had a lot of fun, you know, making this art. But in 2022, I kind of took a break from creating a lot in that same way. I kind of put all my creative energy into my house and decorating all of that. And that was really wonderful, but I feel like my creativity is wanting to branch out again. Like, I'm just so excited to be creating more, and so I feel like I'm really going to be drawing from that creative energy inside myself this month, and then, you know, the rest of the year, just because I want to create, I want to make more. It's just in my nature. So hopefully maybe that's how it'll pan out. We'll see. We'll talk about it at the beginning of April, but those are my cards. Let's talk about just memories and random stuff. So I was looking through, again, this is my witch's date book, and I write down kind of what I do every day. There was like a few weeks where I had to kind of go back and write stuff in just because I was sick and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's see. What did I do? I danced in the woods one day. There was this day where I just felt like being outside, and I was so like full of energy, and I was dancing. That was kind of at the beginning of the month. I read a lot. We'll talk about that in the book section, but I read a lot because the books I'm reading are like really long, and I wanted to get through them, and they were really good. So let's see. Went to family night. I went to dinner with a friend, which was nice. I cleaned my entire house because I thought I was gonna have a visitor, so that was really cool to like deep clean. You know, I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't come, but that's okay. It's a very long drive to my house. Let's see. I cooked a lot in February. Like I made a lot of tacos, and like I've been experimenting with making different stuff, which has been fun. I really like focused on before and after pictures for my house. Like, I think in February, I really realized how far we've come with this house. I've talked about it before, but this house was literally condemned when we first moved in, and we created it into like this sanctuary. I love it. And I took some before and after pictures, so I'll try to play those throughout here. You know, I added some more home decor into my house. My grandma sent this big package of paintings. So like paintings she literally made. She sent me this box. I mean, look how cool that is. So that's hand painted by her. She also sent me a lot of, you know, just paintings in general. And she sent me some old items from my great grandparents, which is just amazing, and I can't wait to really like look into those. Like I have my old, or I have my great grandmother's like journals and stuff, and it's just really special. So I got that big package, and I decorated my house with some of her paintings. So I'll insert pictures here. I also started to work on my book again, which has been wonderful and such a beautiful creative outlet for me. I was working on my book a lot, I don't know, 6 months ago or so, I would say. I don't really know when I started writing it, but I wrote like a big chunk of the beginning, and then I just took a break. Like I wasn't really feeling inspired to write, and I've been slowly like just adding to it, and it's been really wonderful. I need to sit down with my sisters and my mom and like have them help me create like the outline, because I'm still just kind of writing as I go, which is fine, but it's just, you know, it's easier if you have kind of an outline, I think. Okay, yeah, so the week of the 13th, I was sick. I did not feel well. I had like a sore throat. People at work were really sick, and you know, it pissed me off that I got sick, because I really, really hate being sick. Yeah, so I was really sick. On Valentine's Day, my husband made this like wonderful steak dinner. We didn't go out because I wasn't feeling well. And he got me this really cool like rose. I don't know, he's so good at gifts. Like he gets me gifts that I would never, not never, but like I wouldn't think about buying them for myself. Like he buys me very unique things. Like my promise ring right here, it's this one right here in the middle. He bought this for me when I was like 19 as a promise, like a promise ring. It's not an engagement ring, but it's like a promise to get married. And I never would have picked it out for myself, but I love it. I'm obsessed. So he bought me this like rose. It's like a real rose, but it's contained in like this globe kind of situation. It's really cool. It kind of looks like a crystal ball with like a rose growing in it. And I really loved that. Like it was just, I wasn't expecting such a cool Valentine's gift. We don't usually go all out for Valentine's Day just because our wedding anniversary is also in February. So let's see. I was very sick, sick. I called out that week from work one of the days. And I just stayed home, and it was a Saturday, so my husband had the day off, so we kind of just relaxed. I played Mario Party with him. So that was fun. Let's see. So the following week, we did some really fun stuff. So I guess it would have been last week. So the 21st was our 3-year wedding anniversary, and my husband got me the cutest gifts. I don't have them here, so I'll insert pictures, but he got me a bookmark, which you guys know I love reading. He got me a bookmark, and it says 3 chapters in, but I don't know, I can't wait to see where our story goes or something like that. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And they're leather. So we since we got married, we've been doing like the tradition where you're supposed to get your significant other like a specific thing for each anniversary. So like the first year was paper, last year was cotton, and then this year was leather. So he also got me this picture frame, which is really cute. So I don't know, I just, again, he's so like cute and romantic. In his older years, he's only 26, but like, I don't know, like as a kid, he wasn't super romantic, but he's just so like, ugh, I love him. So we went to the village that's about 45 minutes away from us. We walked around, we went to my favorite crystal shop, and I'll show you guys what I got. So I got this ammonite fossil. I'm so excited because I've never had an ammonite fossil before. I love it. It's really cool. So I got that, and then I got this citrine like necklace. It was just the pendant part, and then I just stuck it on this gold chain, but I love it. Citrine is very much for like happiness and things like that, and I love that. And then I got a piece of blue tiger's eye. I don't know why I was so drawn to this, but I love this. I don't know if you guys can see like the effect, but it's so cool. And then down here, like, I don't know, I love this crystal. And then I was really excited because I picked up some Palo Santo. So they had, you know, ethically sourced Palo Santo there, which I have had Palo Santo in the past. I'm normally like an incense person. I do have some sage that like my friend grew in her garden that I cleanse with, but I'm normally just an incense girly when, you know, I cleanse and things like that. Or I really like, you know, cleansing the floor, lemon, things like that. But smoke cleansing, I just use incense. But I was really excited to get some high quality Palo Santo because I haven't, I don't know, I haven't had any. The first Palo Santo I ever bought, I don't know, it didn't burn correctly. So I'm really excited to have this. So that is what I got there. We went and had a really nice lunch. And then we went to the town that's like another 30 minutes away where we get our groceries and things like that. And we just shopped around, got coffee, just looked at stuff. I got some home decor. I got like this Buddha statue. I love Buddha statues. I have them all over my house and I want more. And then I got these like lights that are really cool. They look like crystals. So did that. That was super fun. On Sunday the 26th, there was this crazy like windstorm down. So I was down at work in the same town I was talking about, you know, where we go grocery shopping and stuff like that. That's where I work. And there was this crazy windstorm. It literally looked like the apocalypse, you guys. Like, I'm not even joking. It was insane. And work was really crazy. Like, all of the power went out in where I live. So us and then the village that the crystal shop is at were all out of power for like a day and a half. So that was actually the second time, I believe, in February that the power went out at our house. We had snow, we had really bad wind that put the power out. So, you know, that was fun. So yeah, those were the main things. The thing that I did in February that I'm so excited about is I created a new channel. So I feel like I struggle a lot with like feeling like I need to do one thing and just really focus on that one thing, and not just branch out and do everything. I have so many things I'm interested in, right? Books, writing, witchcraft, tarot. Like I have a lot of things I'm interested in. But I feel like I kind of have to fit into one mold. And I've been doing a lot of work this month with my tarot and things like that of why that doesn't have to be the case, right? So I decided to branch out and make a different YouTube channel. It's called The Velvet Mystic, and I'll link it down below if you're interested in subscribing. That is for pick a card readings. When I first kind of came back to YouTube after a year away, that was kind of one of the things I wanted to do, was do pick a card readings on this channel, and I definitely have. But this channel, and for those of you who might wonder why I have so many subscribers, it's because this channel has been many things for me over the past 8 years. It started out as a makeup channel when I was in high school, and then I switched over to paranormal videos and conspiracy theory type things. And, you know, then I privated everything on my account, and I kind of, at the time, thought I was never going to come back to YouTube. And then, you know, I had my spiritual awakening. I got into tarot, and I decided I wanted this channel to be a witchy channel as well as pick a card readings, right? But because this channel has had, you know, so many changes over the years, and I've not been consistent with posting over the past 8 years, I feel like my channel's kind of shadow banned in a way. Like, it doesn't get the views that, you know, not that I would want, because I played that game for so many years of trying to make videos that would get views. And when I came back to YouTube, that was not my goal. I just wanted to create again. I just wanted to make YouTube videos and put myself out there just because I've always loved it. And, you know, this channel feels like a safe space for me. But, you know, I do want to create in a way that is gaining more audience and things like that. And I feel like this channel's not the place for that. This is very much like my safe space, my kind of video diary type of a situation. It's where I can just come and talk about whatever I want, talk about my witchy lifestyle, my tarot cards, things that I enjoy, my books, whatever. It's just kind of like my life, you know. I can do my Tarot Unsolved on here as like a fun outlet. But I really wanted to create more high quality videos of pick a card readings just because that's something I've always loved doing. So I created a new channel. Hopefully, you know, it'll get more eyes because it's made for a specific thing and, you know, a specific genre. So the people who want to find that channel, it's not kind of a hodgepodge channel. And I'm so excited about it. I've posted 2 videos so far, and one of the videos has already gotten more views than my normal videos on here. So that's really exciting. I also am thinking about making like a book Instagram so I can talk about my book and books I love and things like that. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm thinking of doing that. I don't know. I feel like I've been limiting myself on what I can do, and it's, you know, I told myself like, oh, it's too much to have so many like accounts. Like you need to just keep it all on one. But I have so many different things that I want to talk about, and so this is where I can come for that. But I do want to have like niche specific accounts for certain things. So yeah, this channel's not going anywhere. It's still Velvet Forest Moon, but I feel like this is just my channel to come and talk about things I love. And I'm okay with this channel not having a lot of eyes on me, you know, like I like the people that find me, and it's a good time. It's not, I don't know, I don't get a lot of criticism because I don't get a lot of views on this channel, and I like that. So yeah, so that was pretty much everything that kind of went on in February. Let's talk about books really quick. Last month I read 7 books. This month I read 4, but that's just because I was finishing the Zodiac Academy series. So this is by Carolyn Peckman and Susan Valenti, I think is how you say it. I read the first 4 books in January, and then in February I read 5, 6, 7, and 8. This series is like a fantasy, romance, action adventure type of a series. It follows these twin sisters who are taken to this fae world where they discover that they are the heir to the throne. And they are kind of battling against the heirs of the current kind of council who is supposed to take over the throne. And it just follows this, I just love the story so much. I kind of got annoyed towards the end of, you know, the end books. Each of these books was really long. So like the last book I read, the 8th one, was like 1,200 pages or something like that. And the other ones were like 800, somewhere around there. So these were long books. I don't know, I feel like there was a lot of filler, like a lot of almost getting the villain type of a stuff, and it never resolved itself. I don't know, I just feel like it's dragging on way longer than, I don't know, a normal series would. It's like already 8 books in the main series, and then they have like some prequels and stuff like that. And they're supposed to be coming out with a 9th book. And there's just so much stuff they have to like wrap up. And I just don't know how they're going to do it. Because this last book, again, it was 1,200 pages. But the first 80% of the book like wasn't anything super relevant to the like main conflicts in the story. So I really did enjoy the series. I loved it. I love the transformation of the characters and how they like changed, and I don't know, I just really liked overall the story, but I feel like it could have been done in smaller or like less books. So really enjoyed that. I'm kind of at a loss of what to read now. I have a few books downloaded that I want to give a try to, but if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I think I want to take a break from this world for a little bit. I know there's like a series set 5 years before this took place, and then there's a series like 5 years in the future. So I kind of want to take a little break, and then I'll probably read the other series in this book. But yeah, really did love this series, but I don't know, I'm glad I finished it and we can move on to something else. So those were the books I read. That brings me up to 11 for the year, and my goal was 40, so we're on the right path. Okay, so let's talk about decks now. I only have a few that I really want to talk about because this month I really focused on decks that I already have. I didn't buy any decks in February. I have some decks coming for March, but for February I didn't buy any new decks. I just played with decks that were already in my collection. So in, the December and January, I was really only wanting to read with my Arbues deck. And then in February, I really felt a call to play with something that's a little bit different. So this is my Runic Tarot. I saw it on Dawn Michelle's channel in a recent video, like a recent favorites video or something, and I was like, oh yeah, I really like that deck, and I felt a draw to work with it. I bought this at the very end of 2021, I believe, and I edged it in black as soon as I got it. It's a really cool deck. So it's the Runic Tarot, and it has this kind of Viking feel to it. And this was the main tarot deck I used in February. I used it for personal readings that were very strong, and I also used it in some like Tarot Unsolved readings. But I adore this deck. I love kind of the dark aesthetic to it. But I also enjoy how it depicts the cards in kind of a different way. Like, it still kind of has RWS meanings, but they're just depicted in a different way. Like, this is the Two of Shields, and it doesn't show like the normal juggling kind of act, but you see these people and they look like they're camping or, out in the wilderness, and they probably have to prioritize eating and resting right now before they go off into battle or something. I don't know. So I just love that the scenes are different. I've really been enjoying working with decks that are just different in the way they depict the meanings. I love this deck. This deck, while it has kind of this dark aesthetic to it, it also feels kind of fiery to me. I love this Seven of Cups. It's almost like this child is being offered, like, it gives me the vibes of like when, a baby is born in like a fairy tale or something, and all these people are trying to offer something to the baby. I love that. It has like Norse deities in it. I don't know, I just love, like, there's a lot of male representation in this deck, which I really like. And I've been using it in my journey with trying to heal my wounds with my father and things like that. And so in the readings with this deck, first of all, it's super accurate. It's scary. When I'm asking about a certain thing, the cards that come up are so spot on, it's crazy. But the energy of this deck feels very much like a supportive kind of parent that I never had, from my father's side. So, I love this. And I really love the book. Look at that Ace of Wands. Really cool. The book, so I got the big, like, I don't know, it's like a big box set version. I guess they're coming out with like just a regular version and just a normal box. This is by Los Scarabeo, by the way. Decks by Jack Sephiroth, Alan Dempster, and Jamie Elford. But the book's really cool. It talks about the runes. I haven't, you know, it's nice to know what the runes are, but I haven't really been, you know, diving too deep into the rune part of it. But I love the way that the book explains the cards. So let's see if we can look at Ace of Wands. Let's see. Okay. A staff has been placed in the ground. Various trinkets and items hang from the horizontal bar, 3 on the right and 4 on the left. Someone affixed the skull of a horned creature at the top of the staff. Cloth bindings appear near the bottom of the post. A fire rages behind the weapon. The flames rise high into the air. The land in front of the staff appears scorched. 4 runes have been galdred into the staff. I don't know what that means. I'm guessing like carved. So it says meanings. The Ace of Wands harnesses the power of fire. This is a primal fire that no one can contain in any form. No fire pit could hold the flames. Anyone coming near this inferno can get burned. The Ace of Wands is an initial spark of ambition, a passionate idea being formed. This is creativity in action. Upright, a burst of energy, invention, an initial spark of passion, a new idea, creative insight. So I really like that it explains what's going on in the card. They're a lot more detailed for the majors, but I don't know, I'm obsessed. I love this depiction of the 6 of Pentacles. This 5 of Wands is really powerful. I don't know, I love it. Look at this fool. I love the piggy. So I've been using this in a very different way than I normally would. So, I love how relaxed he looks. I love this artwork. Sorry, I'm getting lost in it. Anyways, so I've been using this with a specific Oracle deck and using it in a way that I haven't used tarot before. So we'll talk about it. So the main Oracle deck I used with this is the Guidance of the Goddess Oracle. This is by Annette Perso and Israel Gonzalez. I've had this deck for a while. It's really gorgeous. It comes with this beautiful bag. And I was feeling drawn to work with goddess energy, so I brought this deck out to kind of be a good balance with this one for that kind of, I don't know, that balance of the goddess energy mixed with, you know, working with that wound with my father and things like that. So these are the backs. Gorgeous. It's gilded in like a matte gold. I love that the background is like black, but the illustrations are very like simple. They all kind of look similar. And we have the name of the goddess and then a keyword. So Not Wisdom, Kaliak Secrets. So it's really beautiful. And so what I've actually been doing is I'll pull a oracle card first. So I pull, you know, Circe Reflection. So I read in the guidebook what it has to say about the goddess and reflection. And then I shuffle my tarot cards and I ask, how can I reflect more? What do I need to do to bring reflection into my life? And I'll pull 3 cards. And they have been bang on. Like, they have been working so well together. Which is, I usually don't do that. I usually pull all my cards at once and then turn them all over and read them together. I don't normally base my reading off of the oracle card, if that makes sense. But it's been really beautiful. I've just loved working with the goddess energy in this deck. I do have a few goddess decks now, and I feel like this one is just everything I want in a goddess deck. The artwork, again, I feel like it could get a little bit like repetitive or it might be kind of hard to remember what you pulled because they all kind of look similar in the artwork, just a little bit. You know, you don't really see the goddess like in action. They're just kind of like standing there. Whereas, for example, I just got the goddess oracle. Still haven't connected with this, but it shows more of a illustrative picture of the goddess. So yeah, I love Hathor. I feel like she's a deity I need to work with. So the artwork is stunning. Oh, Persephone, beautiful. And I really have loved working with this duo together. I feel like the Runic Tarot for me never got a full, I don't know, I never really like looked at it fully or really worked with it fully. And I feel like now that I've really worked with it and gotten to see how it reads for me, it's gonna stay in my favorites. Like, I don't want to put this down. I freaking love this deck. Okay, so those were the main decks I really used, and I really like and enjoyed that I got stuff out of my collection that I already had that I hadn't really given a lot of love to. The last deck I want to talk about that I've talked about the past few months, but it's so good, you guys. I can't get enough of this deck. This is the Journey Oracle. These are the backs. I got this as a Christmas present. And this deck, oh my gosh, it's so like bang on. I used it in one of my pick a card readings and it lined up so perfectly with the readings. I used it in the Ohio reading that I did about the train derailment, and it lined up again perfectly. I used it in a reading for myself about creativity and stuff like that, and it was, let me see if I can find the card. Here it is, Your Beacon. Like, I was asking about, you know, how I was talking about having multiple channels or multiple accounts for different creative aspects, and I got this, Your Beacon. It's about like putting yourself out there and needing to share your creativity with the world. Oh my gosh, it hits so close to home. Like, I just love it. And then I got the creativity card, this one, and it said something that really, this little guidebook is so good too, and it's just like very short and to the point. But let me see. Let's see, create. As we grow older, creativity can fall by the wayside. It may take some practice to get back into it, but don't let that connection go. Our creativity is at the very core of who we are. We each have a unique message and just as unique a way to express it. From sketching lines on paper to translating the stars, there is an unlimited number of ways to be creative. Follow what interests you the most and see how it evolves. This is playful but important work. There is something that wants to come through you into the world, and it's your job to explore what that is. Oh, and then for Your Beacon, it really, I don't know, it just resonated so clearly to me. Like, listen to this. It says, your audience already exists. They just need to find you. There are over 7 billion people in the world, and you only need a tiny fraction to connect with your work. They're out there watching and waiting for you. It's time. I mean, how perfect is that for like what I was asking and what I was seeking guidance on? I don't know. It's so good. It's beautiful and colorful. While the keywords can be very simple, they're very expansive as well. I don't know. I freaking love this deck. I feel like it's going to be a staple for me in client readings, but I love using it for myself as well, which is not always the case. Like, I feel like sometimes I keep those a little bit separate. Like, some decks I use specifically for clients, and then some I use specifically for me, but this one just works so good. It's just, the Journey. I love that it's called The Journey. And there's that card, because it really does. It helps you on your journey of life. It's just beautiful. So yes, those were the main decks I really just loved and that stood out to me this month. Love them. So that is my favorites and reflections for February. Let me know what kind of stood out to you in February, and let me know if you guys had like a weird energy in February too, because I don't know what's going on, but it's strange. With that being said, I love you guys so much. Again, I'll link my new channel down below if you're interested in that. If not, cool. My Etsy shop is also listed down below if you want a tarot reading from me. But I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.